we've seen the site of the former smelter, we can look at what it was used for. Now, according to the Colorado Department of Health and Environment, the owners of the Madonna mine built the Colorado smelter to extract silver lead ore which contained 30% lead by weight. And although the smelter ceased operations in 1908, it's caused a huge problem for the residents who currently live around the former smelter site and the living things that grow there, including children and their developing brains. Lead exposure, especially dangerous for those young children, can lead to nervous system damage, lower IQ scores, anemia, and even brain damage, which is why the smelter site is on the National Priorities List, also known as the Superfund list. But what is a Superfund? The Superfund list is a list maintained by the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, and it's designed to investigate and clean up sites contaminated with hazardous waste. The list was born from the outrage of residents who lived in a small town in New York called Love Canal, where they unknowingly bought homes on a toxic dump site, a site where about 21,000 tons of chemical waste was put, including some of the chemical compounds that were used as poison gases and explosives in World War I and II. It wasn't until an unusually bad winter storm caused the water table to rise, and with that, so did the chemicals in the form of a toxic sludge. Residents would see the sludge in their backyards where their kids would play, and in their basements where it would seep into the cracks and the foundation. But later, when news reports were done and genetic testing revealed that the residents living in Love Canal were at a much higher risk of chromosomal damage. Following this, a boiling point was reached, and the Love Canal residents did hold two EPA officials hostage. The hostage situation did end without incident, though. Shortly after that, President Jimmy Carter passed an act which included the creation of the Superfund list. Now, in Colorado, we don't have the Love Canal, but we do have the Lowry landfill. The Lowry landfill was used by the city and county of Denver to dispose of municipal and industrial waste, like sewer sludge and chemical compounds, some of which were the same exact ones found in the Love Canal. The EPA estimates that about 138 million gallons of industrial waste was disposed of at the landfill. But luckily, that is not the end of the story for the Lowry landfill. Today, the Lowry landfill has a water treatment plant that removes dangerous compounds from the landfill with no harm to the environment. The process for removal uses heat mixed with oxygen and then a water pre-treatment process. But what is the water treatment process? It's bugs. The insects clean and ingest 94% of the chemical. The Lowry landfill also has a gas-to-energy plant that removes the equivalent of what would be taking 22,000 vehicles off the road each year. The use of the Lowry landfill shows the possibilities of what can be done at future Superfund sites, but all of that could be at risk thanks to the current deregulation from our administration. And I implore you to think about your future and the future of these Superfund sites in future elections.
Please clap.